Hello and welcome back to the Viceroy. So the game crashed in between the last video and this one, so we're going to have to start over. But that's fine because I think we can skip a lot of the sort of explanatory stuff. Pick Imperial Reformers again, and so one of the things about this game is the situation you're in is randomized, so we'll have a different crisis in all likelihood at the start of this one.
This is the Commonwealth.
And we'll check this again, and we might actually change our administrative thing here. Just gonna take a look and see if there's anything that particularly... Industrial production. Yeah, I don't know, I think the overhead is good, but we're gonna go for industrial production, I think. Although actually, so our citizens that are poor are panarchs, so it would make sense to improve our cultural production, because that is the baseline of most of our societies. The poorest will be producing culture. So we have a biological collapse in this system.
Territory you have
or territory,
been assigned
rather.
To rebuild. It contains systems which conduct trade between themselves and the Commonwealth Gate, portals to several neighbors, and the regional artifact. The people here need your oversight to guide them back to their former glory after the recent calamitous collapse. Should you succeed, their influence over Commonwealth politics will ensure you ever larger bureaucratic appropriations fail, and their misery will reduce your influence accordingly.
Right, so we have a biological collapse here. This once bountiful territory was largely destroyed by a biological catastrophe. The challenges caused by this collapse will hinder any attempt to produce biological goods. Produce biological goods where possible and other goods elsewhere. Pursue trade efficiency. So we have economic restrictions, invasive organisms. We have a lot of penalties on biological production and specialist modifier. But it looks like we had some sort of like invasive species come and ruin the ecosystem here, so we're being quarantined by the rest of the galaxy. Yeah, that's what's going on, system-wide quarantine. And that's 2 systems, so we do have one that's not affected by that, which is going to have to be, in all likelihood, our biological producer. Ice Age, erratic orbit, this is all very bad, but what we want to do, actually, I looked this up in the manual, to succeed we need to reduce the weight of misery, weight of mortality to 0 from this territory. The challenges assist us in gaining influence, but the actual goal for us is as the Imperial Reformers is this here. So we have 224 billion weight of misery, 100% weight of mortality, aka there are no panarch things here, and we have no weight of ignorance at present because we haven't picked any techs yet.
Because theoretically,
and on the policy side, I think actually what we will do,
your viceregal sovereignty in this territory gives you the authority.
I'm not sure if I went over this actually. I mean, I tried to record the last part, but the game crashed. So yeah, but the policy screen here allows us to choose from several different categories and also adjust the tax rate, fleet spending rate, and capital transfer rate. So what we're going to do first off is go into peacekeeping, because I'm not going to pursue any military for this challenge. I will leave Silver Religion where it is, I think. Culturally, we want to pursue multiculturalism. It's interesting that that's the policy that gives us this extra science capacity, but yeah, we'll pursue multiculturalism, and economic policy, we'll move to a regulated economy. So what we want to do here is just increase the base wealth level of the planets, or of the citizens that are on most of our planets. That's going to reduce their income. So effectively what that means is the more wealthy citizens will have a hard time maintaining their wealth, while the poorest citizens will immediately become poorer. But we are not concerned about the wealthy right now. I doubt there are very many at all. to begin with. Our tax rate is fine, I think. We'll make about 9.5 billion. Bureaucratic overhead 13%. That's going to jump to 23%. So our income is going to be pretty reduced. We don't need to spend on the fleet at all, really, because we're peacekeeping. And capital transfers. So capital transfers are basically just money from your budget that you're investing into capital, which assists citizens in gaining wealth. But we won't do any of that yet. So let's take a look at... Okay, let's take a look at our systems. We have... the largest system here is Rich, which has 3 planets.
This is one of many systems under your control.
I'm actually going to go and disable voiceovers. There's an option to do that. Where's the gear at? Is it here? No. Menu. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to turn off that. So let's go back to Rich and go to the system. Take a look and see which of these planets is the most populous. The total system population, 29 billion, 13 on Rich 1, 8 on Rich 2, and 7 on Rich 3. So Rich 1, probably the biggest planet. But let's have a look at some of the other planets quick. Hodges, there is no average wealth here. By the way, Rich 0.53 and Suarez 0.53. So both of them are poor, but they should increase next turn due to the regulated economy. So here in Hodges, total system population 22 billion. Hodges 1, 7 billion. Hodges 2, 7.3. Hodges 3, 8.4. Okay, so far the Rich is the largest planet. And lastly, Suarez, 6.1, 9.2, 4.0, and 5.5. I believe the Rich 1 was the largest, yes, with 13 billion here. And what do we have? Oh, there's a lot. Yeah, there is no biological production that's going to happen here. We do have a bonus to cultural, which is good, because we are going to primarily seek to produce cultural, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So we have a free upgrade here that improves the crowding limit. There is no crowding penalty presently because the total population of this planet is not yet at 20 billion. It's at 13 at the moment. The pop growth is negative at the planetary level, but I imagine that's almost solely due to the wealth, so that's not too big of a concern. And the planet primarily produces cultural products. It does actually somehow produce biological, although that, I believe, is all imported from the Commonwealth. Oh no, it's importing some from other planets. So that's interesting. Yeah, we're gonna have no biological to work with here, but let's take a look at the districts. This district 1, 2.12, 2.12, 2.8, 3.18. So this is our largest district, suffering from economic restrictions, which reduces the rate of return. In other words, the capital that's invested here is not as productive. There's a base level of wealth of 1 here, which has made the population growth 0, because it's the presence of death and prosperity's children are canceling each other out. There's no crowding penalty because there are not 4 billion people living here yet. And let's see, the weight of misery is pretty high here. 9.54 billion, which is quite a lot, I believe. There are no bureaucratic things. We're spending 30 million because of the 0.3% bureaucratic upkeep. We do have a very large science capacity, relatively speaking, of 3.18, which will increase next turn because of the multiculturalism policy we're pursuing. And we do have a bonus to cultural productivity here. I think what we will do, we have 15 billion credits to spend. we're going to invest into cultural production exclusively on this district. The industrial productivity is just not very high, so we're not going to bother with it. And biological will be essentially 0. The base here is 2, so actually we do make a little bit of biological here, but it'd probably be cheaper to import from abroad. We spend a lot on interplanetary trade, nothing on... Oh wait, no, we spend a lot on interdistrict, so it would be very worthwhile to build frictionless highways here. That's industrial specialist, and I think we want to build Panarch's Mercy here as well. That will increase the pop growth and eliminate the weight of mortality from this province. So that's this handled. District 4. This has population of 2. There was a larger one in here, 2.88. I think that's the other large one. So this suffers from nothing really. It has the system-wide and planet-wide penalties, but other than it has the same economic restrictions that District 5 had, but other than that, it has no problems. So good science capacity, large population. It's not close to its crowding limit yet, thanks to that pervasive digitization, and it's got no pop growth at present. I think we will institute Panarch's Mercy here. As for the trade, has 864 million in inter-district coming from the District 2 of this planet, where it's importing biological, so apparently there's biological here. They do have a productivity of 2. Specialist multiplier is times 0, so investing specialists into biological would be a waste. But we do want to keep our... it might actually be worthwhile in this district to increase industrial specialist multiplier, because then we would have times 2. The base productivity here is 2, and we have an improvement which gives it plus 3. So we would have basically 6 units of industrial goods produced for 1 specialist, which is a pretty good investment compared to the 2 units of cultural that we'd get per 1. And the 0 for biological, obviously. I think what we will do is leave the Commonwealth unspecialized, and we'll specialize part of the Panarchy into that, and part of the Panarchy into that. And they have no domestic concerns, except for, again, the economic restrictions. They have base wealth 1, yeah. And their trade costs are, they import from District 1 cultural goods. You can see here the gate trade cost. This is the cost of importing goods from the Commonwealth as opposed to within the territory. So that's if no planet is producing the goods necessary, then it has to import it from the Commonwealth here. And it's importing biological at present, and it's going to import more, but that cannot be helped. The question is, should we build an inter-district trade deficit thing? I don't think so, actually. Let's check the economy tab here. We're going to build a superconductive grid. That's going to improve the specialist multiplier and give us much better production out of that. Let's check the pop here. 3 billion crowding limit. District population is 2. We will save our money for now. We will put Panarch's Mercy in, because we'd like to get the population rising here. Is there anywhere at all that is possibly suited to biological production? Let's see, Suarez. Okay, so here we have an actual chance at it. So let's take a look. There might be somewhere on Suarez that's actually capable of producing biological goods. Okay, District 1 has District 1 and 2 both have biological production they can engage in. District 1 has a multiplier. There's no point in actually specializing, though, at present because of the the penalty. So maybe we should pursue then a cure to orbital hospitals so that we can actually produce some biological goods here. What is the pop in District 1? It is 1 billion. This is quite a low population zone. Extra influence, better science capacity, which is presently at 0 because there is no wealth here. I think we will go ahead and institute Panarch's Mercy, and we will build a superscalar tower to increase the crowding limit because it's currently suffering from one. And what do we got on trade costs? Basically nothing. Almost no importation is needed because of probably the size of the population, realistically. So what we want to do is pursue a cure to system-wide quarantine, I think. We'll go to our tech screen and look at that. System-wide quarantine is cured by orbital hospitals. So we can cure a number of things here. So this reduces upkeep costs. This also cures invasive organisms, which hinder biological specialists at the district level. This cures Ice Age, which reduces biological productivity on the planetary level. Zero Gravity Farms increases the biological specialist multiplier at the system level, and orbital hospitals increases population growth. So we have 31 billion unused scientific capacity. I think we will go for the Orbital Surveyor. This is a planetary upgrade, which cures invasive organisms. Then we will... let's see what's photosynthetic plague, actually. That's not necessarily worth it. So we're going to go for orbital habitats next. We have one more tech we can afford at present. So I'm thinking, is there anything here? It's a district level upgrade. Might be worth it to pursue that. That will, system-wide quarantine reduces the specialist multiplier. This will increase our base productivity, and it also cures the specialist multiplier penalty from invasive organisms and the productivity multiplier there. I don't think we'll ever build a zero gravity farm because it's incredibly expensive, but let's go ahead and research that. And next turn we will improve our scientific capacity by 50%, which should give us 15 billion, not enough to actually get another tech, but soon, if the wealth levels increase, which they should, then we should have enough to pursue orbital hospitals. So that's our thing there. We're going to need to save probably the rest of our money. Oops. Here's our... complete these tasks to gain +1 industrial infrastructure in each district. This is the Imperial Reformer tasks that we can do. So they want us to have 960 billion people in this system, or in this territory. They want us to increase the capital to 6.4 trillion. And they want us to improve the scientific capacity of our most advanced district to 75 billion. So those are very, very high-level goals, which I don't think we're going to be able to actually complete at present. Well, let's see what the recommendations are here. Hodges 3, District 2. They want us to build, was it superscalar towers here? The present population is suffering, but is it worthwhile? What do they actually produce here? Almost nothing, and the population is only 1 billion, so I don't think we're actually going to spend money to build that. Rich 2, District 6. They want us to build... there's no... oh wow. We can cure invasive organisms right now. And how much would it cost us to cure Ice Age, for reference? This might be worthwhile as a pursuit. Although there's so many negatives here. What was District 2? Yeah, it's not going to have any specialist multiplier. I think what we'll do here What's the population here? Just 1 billion. Yeah, I don't know if we need to worry about this planet, actually. Let's go back to Suarez. This is the place with the actual biological productivity. Was it Suarez 1 that we were looking into? They already have zero gravity farms here. That's how they have their specialist multiplier, which is lower than the base right now. So what district was it? It was District 1. And what did we do here? Building that. Yeah, we can't really do much to handle this yet. We're just going to have to wait for orbital hospitals to fix that. I think the rest of our money we save. Alright, so we're going to wait, I think. Did we build frictionless highways? District 2 of, what was it? District 6, Rich 2. Did we build there here? No, it's not worth it. There's no money being spent on trade costs there. Okay, let's advance the turn. So this turn we have reduce the weight of mortality. We have, I think the weight of misery might have gone up, but that's probably just due to wealth is increasing here in many places due to the policy we enacted. Crowding is decreasing in Suarez 1. And did we gain scientific capacity? Okay, we gained a lot because of the wealth level increases, so let's get orbital hospitals. And that will be able to fix the huge problem that we had in Suarez regarding system-wide quarantine, but that's going to cost a lot of money. Let's take a look at our policy, see about our income. Yeah, it's gone down because our overhead's gone up and our income for individuals has gone down, so less people, or less money to be taxed. But let's take a look at Rich. Rich 1, District 2, I believe, is the key one here. They have almost achieved enough prosperity to go up to wealth level 2. They have positive population growth. It would be good to get rid of that penalty. They are importing biologicals from primarily planetary and district levels. So 5, I believe, was the one we wanted to produce. Oh wait, no, this is just a cultural productivity, but man, they are making a lot of cultural goods here. 28 billion, in fact. So what's their wealth level at? Yeah, they've gone to wealth level 2 because of the amount of cultural goods that they're making here is so high. Might be worth it to support some additional benefit here. They're about to hit their cap on population, so we will build superscalar towers here. And let's take a look at Rich 1 planetary level. We can cure... we can reduce upkeep costs. We can also build a hospital to improve pop growth. Not sure we want to do either of those things. Let's go back to Suarez. At the planetary level, curing system-wide quarantine is going to cost us 21 billion, so we need to wait for the money in order to do that. Is this making money? They're still at a deficit on biologicals, but not by much. We can cure invasive organisms. Should reduce that. We can remove the specialist penalty here. So we want to actually have positive growth on these planets. There's no way to improve the specialist multiplier at present. We can reduce the penalty, but we need a technology that will allow us to actually boost the productivity, which this would do. Photosynthetic plague is a district level penalty, and it probably affects Suarez. So let's go back. Suarez 1. Are they suffering from this here? No. They are suffering from invasive organisms there. Solar moderator seems to be one that would be good. So we can cure both on this one. That would give it a +1. That would give a ×1 modifier, and we could build then the hydroponic farms to give it a ×2. But the base productivity is only a 1 here. Actually, it's a base 2, but it's at 1. It would be better to get a higher base productivity province to do this. So District 2 has the highest. If we cure Solar Moderator, then it would go up to a base productivity of 2. We have the cure for both of these problems. How many people live here? 2 billion. We should build a superscalar tower for sure. And we will... I think we will go ahead and build Panarch's Mercy here. Do they have inter-district trade costs that are significant? Not really. Okay. So we need to get Solar Moderator and also hydroponic farms. Those are the techs we want to pursue. Solar Moderator's here. It would take 2. We get Weather Control and then Solar Moderator, which increases Specialist Multiplier. That increases productivity. So this is a planet-wide, that's a system-wide. Those are going to be expensive, but can't do anything about it. We need to get this first, though, for sure. And then that, we're going to need more scientific capacity to pursue Solar Moderator. But now we can cure Ecological Collapse, which is a penalty to Specialist Multiplier anyways. So we have cures for about half of our challenges at present. And Suarez is the most biologically suited planet anyways. We can increase productivity here. Let's go back to, which district was it? Was it District 2? I think it was. Yes. We can cure invasive organisms and system-wide quarantine. System-wide quarantine is going to cost us the 21 billion, so we're going to have to wait on that. How much money are we going to receive in taxes next turn? We're going to receive 4 billion. That's not very much money. But we don't want to actually increase tax rate at present because of the need for people to wealth up. So hopefully when we go to the next turn, people will increase their wealth level again. Now, they wanted us to build worthless stuff there. Anything else we need to worry about? I don't think so. We have crowding decrease things on those areas. Alright, let's check our district here. They do have some trade costs. How are we doing with regards to rebel support? Yeah, it's actually pretty even on Suarez. What about in Rich? Again, we're not doing too bad there. Hodges is probably the worst stuff. We haven't really done a lot with Hodges. Let's check and see if there's anything worthwhile here. Yeah, absolutely no productivity here. We'd have to cure a lot of things in order to handle that problem. Okay, so industrial productivity. Might be better off investing all of our people into industrial production here. They are producing 433 million cultural goods, which is then multiplied into 1.41. I think we will produce more industrial here. They export a lot of industrial. What is their wealth level at? Still at 1. Need to get rid of that, I think, in order to really make this a viable place. So, did we improve our tech at all? No, not yet. Need wealth levels to increase. We need to just wait for money, I think, at present. Okay, so, anything happen there? No. Let's take a look at our policy. What's our bureaucratic overhead? 16%. This rises every turn, by the way, and eventually outpaces your income, and that's, you have essentially a time limit because of that to work with. Let's go and check the pop on this district. Yeah, we need to build the cure for system-wide quarantine, which we can do next turn. So let's do that. Do we have any significant things here? No. All right, we're curing. Oh, we need 0.3 billion more credits. So next turn apparently is when we're going to do it. There's a lot of cultural production here. 77 billion. We do have some biological here, though. Alright. Okay, now we have enough money. Did anything happen significant? Yeah, we do have a rebel fleet in orbit on Rich now, which is unfortunate, but we have no capacity to handle that at present, so I'm just going to have to work with it. Let's go to Suarez. We're building the cure for system-wide quarantine. And how is our fleet? Available capacity 14 million, and nothing basically. So can't worry about that. Yeah, we have to increase our budget towards the fleet if we want to handle that, and I think we actually will. We're going to spend a lot of our budget this turn on the fleet. I would like to have the necessary funds to construct a cruiser, or to hire a cruiser, as the case may be. Do we have enough this turn? No. In order to build a single cruiser, we need 100 million in fleet capacity. And that's the lightest ship we can make, so we cannot actually bring any of these into the province. Fortunate. The weight of misery is increasing slightly on the number of planets. What is the rebel situation here? Yeah, they are increasing in popularity there. And what about over here in, where was it? Hodges. That's not really a big concern. So we can improve the whole biological productivity of this planet by building a weather control network next turn. Which we will do. Do we have enough fleet capacity yet? Not yet. Let's go Suarez. Suarez 1. No, we're short 0.1 billion. Now, Commonwealth citizens have a bonus to biological production, so I'm going to move all of them in there. So the specialist multiplier is actually higher than 1 due to the fact that they are Commonwealth. Panarchs are just going to stay where they are, I think. You have a good sized middle class here, actually. What's the wealth level in this province? 2? Yeah. We can actually get a positive multiplier by curing the invasive organisms here, so let's do that. And go to the next turn. And and go back to Suarez. Let's go to the same district we were just in. And we can see we now have a ×2 multiplier. So there's a base 1 multiplier in this area, which is good. And we can improve that further with hydroponic farms. Let's do that. Now then, trade costs. Let's just dump everybody in this province into biological production, since it's the only one that can really produce biological goods. And wealth decreased in that district, I imagine due to the reallocation of employees there. But let's go back to Suarez. District 2. 14 billion. What is the trade costs like here now? 1.27 billion in trade district-wise, so let's do that. They should go back up to wealth level 2 after checking that trade out. So we produce 14 billion biologicals, which are then exported 5.26 of those. For some reason there are still imports, though I'm not sure why that is from the Commonwealth. Don't know why that's happening. Did our tech increase at all yet? Yeah, slightly. We gained a little bit of science capacity, but we need another 10 in order to be able to get Solar Moderator. Let's check out Rich again. Rich 1, District 2. Yeah, there's no way we're going to ever produce anything there. Rebel fleets are causing unhappiness. That's going to increase the weight of misery. You can see here it's gone up to 291 now. Do we have enough to build a cruiser yet? Yes, we can build 1 cruiser, so let's do that. Let's get a... I don't understand how this works really, but apparently this says 100C. There's 50C and 50C, and then I think these are the type of weapons or armaments that they use. Let's confirm, I guess. And let's check where it's at presently. It's in Hodges. Let's direct that to go to... Rich only has 1 enemy in it, so let's direct the fleet towards there. How do I control this? I can click it and then drag a line. Okay. I can scroll at the edge there. And we're going to go to Rich. Now, to engage the enemy, I think it might happen automatically next turn. Let's see if it does. Yes, okay. I guess we can command. The way this works, as I understand it, is this will happen on its own once we deploy our unit. So, where's the enemy ship? Do we know? This is a very confusing map. Let's just put him in the corner there and confirm. Okay, our ship does seem to have a lot more shields and armor than its ship does. A lot more. Okay, our shields went down. I think we're gonna win this fight. Yeah, this cruiser's done for. Not sure why we lost there. Maybe their shield generator was better than ours. Yeah, okay, can we institute another one? No, we have to wait for fleet capacity to build back up. Well, that's unfortunate, but little can be done. Wealth increased in Suarez again. That's good. Do we have the tech to do this yet? Not yet. We're getting there slowly. people are joining the Solemn Witnesses. It's an imperial organization, blah blah blah. Oops. Let's check our policy. What's our bureaucratic overhead up to? 19%. That's not good. But we need to defeat the rebel fleet around Rich. Crowding decreasing all over the place. I'm guessing that's due to people dying and not due to a good thing. Are we ready yet for this? No, it's probably going to be another 2 turns at least. Let's put more of our budget into the military this time. You'll have almost no income. We can improve the tax rate, but that would probably detract from the wealth level of our citizens. So let's not do that. Is the fleet ready? Probably will be ready next turn. Okay, do we have any events? Reassignment. Current rate, our balance will go negative in 75 turns. So yeah, if we get to a negative balance, then we will lose. So that's bad. Right now we just need to preserve our money in order to be able to sustain this fleet. So let's build a new one. Now I'm not sure exactly. So this is a red one. What's this do? The cruiser has 2 weapons, a shield generator and a... So this is a less... This one has shield generator and armor. So this is the tankiest ship with the least damage. This ship has the most weapons. Can we improve that? We can swap out different things here, I see. So what do we want to actually add here? Probably this. This is a long-range weapon. You can see here the range is 1210. So our problem was probably being way too close to the enemy in that fight. Capacity here is 10. If we used all of them on Beyonder weapons, then it would have nothing else. We could also pick something like the weaponized Ansible, and then why is it? Because there's armor underneath. I see. We will go for a Beyonder weapon, and we're gonna send Vice Regal fleet. We're not going to combat the 3 there. We're going to move to Rich. And here we will command. Now this time, where is the enemy ship at? I'm not sure, I don't see it, but if any indication, last time it was pretty close to us. Let's hope this time. Damn it. I don't think we're gonna win here. Almost instantly destroyed. Well, that's not good. Not exactly sure how that's supposed to work. I guess we need to focus on light weapons then. So something like a close range railgun. And then let's say, what is shield generator? Okay, I'm not. This thing can hold one thing, I guess. What's the, so if we used railguns, we need armor though, that's the issue. So let's try, we can't create more than one of these. Oh, I see. So if the difference between these cruisers is that this has one thing and all of it goes there. This one has one thing and then 2 small things, and this one is 50-50. So let's take a 50-50 and put a medium range weapon let's say actually a shorter range weapon. Let's say a non-linear railgun. Now we want a shield generator. Yes, I think so. Yes, I think we do want a shield generator. But that is not for us this turn because we don't have the fleet capacity for that. So hopefully we can hold out on the budget to make that. Anything? No events happening. A lot of misery is accumulating. This is going to be due to the unhappiness that's caused by these rebel fleets in orbit. Our most miserable system is rich. Unsurprisingly. Okay. This might just bankrupt us, but let's see what happens if we improve wealth levels across the board and decrease income. Let's also turn off capital transfers, or put them as low as possible. We're going to spend 100 million credits here this turn. And we're at 86 capacity, so it's probably ready next turn, I imagine. Our influence increased. What changed? I think we gained a lot of influence. Oh, that's because wealth levels just shot up. And we probably gained, yes, we have a lot of unused science capacity right now. So let's do that. Let's build a solar moderator. We need that. That's not a problem, really. Improve productivity of biologicals. Just be good to have some some sort of a happiness booster. See if we can find something like that. District level rate of return would be good. Just looking around for something that might increase happiness. Cultural productivity is also nice. I am not seeing any happiness bonus techs in here. I'm pretty sure there are some. Ah, there we go. There's one. Right to happiness. I don't think we have the tech points to actually make it to that one, since the cost next time is probably going to be 50 billion. So we have basically room for 2 techs. Specialist multiplier at the district level would be good. And that could give us a planetary specialist multiplier. System, planet, system. I'm looking for district stuff because that's cheaper. We'll pursue passive farming. And with our other points, I think we will look for a... If we can get a cultural productivity modifier or something along those lines. Panarchization policy, that's a system. Something at the district level. Computerized markets would be good. That's already in place, in the place I'm thinking about improving. Reducing bureaucratic overhead, nah. Crowding limit. Nothing there. Alright, I think we're going for distributed desalinization. That actually increases base productivity. The multiplier or the productivity. Well, let's go look at the Suarez situation here. So productivity in our food factory is at 2. We can improve productivity to 3. That would give us 9 goods, or we could improve the multiplier to 2, which would give us 8. So we want to improve productivity. Therefore, we will pursue distributed... Oh no, we're going to pursue symbiotic ecosystem. And we cannot get any other technologies right now, so let's go for the where is it? It's a district level thing, so we can improve both actually. It's going to cost us almost all of our money though, but let's do it. How much money are we spending this turn? Is our fleet ready yet? Yes, okay, we can get 1 ship, so let's do it. Let's get a 50-50 ship, and we're going to spend half on a close range weapon, the non-linear railgun, and half on shield generator. And we'll take our Vice-Regal fleet. Oh, these are just... okay, so I see how it is. I thought there were 3 ships, but actually that's just the 3rd Rebel fleet. In that case, we'll engage this one right here. Now let's see, how much money are we going to lose? 640 million. We can take that hit at present, but with the increased costs, we might not be able to. Therefore, let us decrease the military budget slightly. I think we can safely tank that much, though. Alright, let's go ahead and command... Doesn't actually matter where we put the ship, I think. Alright, so they're quite a distance away. I think they have medium range weapons. Okay, that's... there's single block. Okay. Oh yeah, I think we're gonna win this one. If we can get in for the next hit, that is. Okay. So they have the range advantage, but we have the damage advantage. We will get them when we get to the close here. We're almost in range. Almost there. Here we go. Come on. There we go. Victory. Okay. Whew. Alright. We actually dealt with some of the rebel problem. Good. Are we still hemorrhaging money right now? Yes, we need to reduce our fleet spending, obviously. We cannot consist of half of our budget anymore. We will reduce it instead to 10% or so. And we make almost no money at present because of the planned economy, reducing the income by 50%. Oh, wealth increase to level 3 in Suarez. District 2. They export 34 billion biologicals here, which is quite a lot. How close are they to the next wealth level? They're getting there. They have a additional pop growth. They're going to hit their crowding penalty, though. We've already built superscalar towers here. So we spend 88 million upkeeping that province. How much are we getting in tax? 315. We are making money from here, but the rebels are stealing most of it right now. Crowding is increased all over Hodges. Alright. Is our ship still damaged? I don't know. Let's presume that it is not, and send it to deal with the ship on Rich. Okay, this is not in our favor. There are 2 cruisers here. Well, I suppose we can command it, but I don't know. It's kind of a sketchy situation. Kind of won that last one by the seat of our pants to begin with. They're both all the way down there, and they have long-range weapons to hammer us with. Let's see. Did we win? No, we did not. But we did destroy one of their ships. What's our fleet doing? Nothing. Okay. Our influence is rising. So that's good. I imagine that's because our people are getting wealthier. We still have the happiness penalties hitting us, which is unfortunate. Our fleet increase yet? Oh, it's going to take a long time to get another ship at this rate. And another ship already showed up at Hodges. Ooh, we make quite a bit of money from this. Wait, that's the whole system. Yeah, 80% of it's going to the rebels. They're in orbit around it. See, this is rather challenging. I'm not sure how we're supposed to deal with the rebel issue, really. And we have a lot of interplanetary trade cost. What's our planet over here looking like? Did we ever build the, oh wait, did we build symbiotic in the other area? Because we got that tech. Yeah, we built it. We built all the stuff. Making 12. It's a lot of production from one province. Can we do that elsewhere? We don't really have the money, really. Let's improve the base productivity and build passive farming. And let's also go to the policy screen here. We are going to need to raise taxes, I think, by 2%. Let's do that. Alright, we have a little bit of money now. So let's take a look at Suarez District 1 now. They are going to need to invest in biologicals. There is no cultural bonus here. Let's improve that modifier and stick everybody into biological production. I'd like to turn this planet into a biological factory, basically. Next turn we can cure photosynthetic plague and start moving people into this one as well. Okay. We can build one improvement on District 3 here. Can cure the photosynthetic plague. Which we will do, I suppose. Improving the base productivity is probably better, actually. So let's do that. Let's build the symbiotic ecosystem. And then we will go back in and go to District 1, was it? Is it 2? Yeah, it's 1. Okay. No, wait. It's 3. We're on 3 now. Let's cure the photosynthetic plague. And then we can... what does our trade deficit look like here? Nothing. It's basically nothing. Is the weight of misery going up still? Yes. How's our fleet budget doing? We're not really going to get to the threshold. Okay. I think we can build 2 of these. Let's try building both. No, we're slightly short. But we can now improve the production here yet again. Okay, let's move everybody into biologicals. This province we might move into industrial, because it's got a base productivity of 3 there. And the fleet's still quite a ways out. Wealth level 3, wealth level 2, 2, 2, 2. So most of these are just at the wealth level they get for free by being part of the planned economy. We do produce a lot of biological goods for export. That's probably increasing their prosperity, actually. So now here we can improve the industrial. So let's go for the specialist multiplier and start stacking them into industrial production. Because we need to feed the machine. They will need to be importing food, and they will probably do it from planetary districts. So let's build the trade cost modifier there. And that should help out in research and new technology, so we got some wealth improvement. This is pretty precarious though. We're hovering on a 0.5 billion science capacity difference. So this is a district level industrial specialist. This is a planet level specialist, system, planet, district. Yeah, again, we're looking for district improvements right now because that will solve the problem of money, cash flow. Let's get distributed desalinization, I think. That will be a good one. And we have 458 million science capacity that we're hovering on right now. So let's go to Suarez. 1. District 2. Let's build distributed desalinization because that will improve the multiplier to ×5. We're then going to be producing 15 for 1 investment in goods. It's going to be pretty absurd. That might improve the wealth level here, actually. It's possible. We'll see. No, it did not improve the wealth level, unfortunately, but they are really close to improving wealth level here. And they're over their crowding limit. We can't do anything about that. Well, let's take a look at some of the other districts. We can improve the multiplier here with the desalinization. do we want to do that? Who produces the most biologicals out of this section? These guys produce a lot. What's their multiplier at? ×4. Let's give them distributed desalinization, and that's it. Okay, we got a wealth increase. District 1 is up to level 3 now. How's that helping our tech points? Quite a few bonus just from that one wealth increase. Let's head back into Suarez 1. So we could get a planetary bonus to biological productivity here for a mere 5 billion. So I think we're going to hold out and do that, and that will significantly improve the biological production here by a lot. So let's just pass a few turns. We wait for that money. Okay, that should be good enough. And let's go into Suarez 1 and build a weather control network, which will... Oh, can we cure solar disruption? Do we have the means to cure that? It says cure available. That's a system-wide. That's why. Okay. We have 328,000 credits right now, which is pretty horrifically low. Wealth increases to level 4, and wealth increases to level 3 there, so that's a lot. And that gave us 13 billion tech points on its own. Now, let's take a look here again. What are the trade costs looking at here? 1.3 billion. It is worth getting that then. Almost all of it's coming from District 5's industrial output, which we will need to adjust. Be good to get industrial bonus. Oh, there we go. Industrial specialist multiplier. We can imply that. Is it District 5? Really, you're the one producing industrial goods for export. Let's go back to 2. Or is it 1? Yeah, you guys. You're importing Suarez 2, District 5. Suarez 2, whoops. District 5 has pretty good industrial production. What's the population here? 2.45 billion. Extra crowding limit. They have happiness penalty, of course. Yeah, we'll leave that be. Man, we get a lot more money in taxes now from the amount of people who are contributing their wealth. So let's actually take a look at some of the other Suarez planets. What do we got here? 7.12 industrial, 21 industrial compared to the 7 on Suarez 1. Suarez 2 might be worthwhile investing in industrial production here. Why do they have a bonus to industrial, though? What's going on? Do they have a particular reason for this? No, it doesn't seem so. They have decent base productivity here. For instance, this province has productivity pretty good. Let's actually increase the specialist multiplier and assign people to industrial labor here. Ooh, actually they'd be even better suited to cultural, especially since they are panarchs primarily right now. Cultural production. They do produce more cultural goods. Then again, multiplier is going to increase from this, so let's put them into industrial. We need industrial goods in this planet. We have a lot of cultural coming from Rich, if I remember correctly. And we do have enough money to build another improvement, so let's take a look at a different district here. Actually, what's your costs? Nothing, 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 nothing. Ooh, 50 million. Basically nothing there. Let's check out Hodges. Just look through and see if there are any districts that are spending an inordinate amount of money on trade costs. Not really. What about Suarez 3 here? Well, let's go back. Let's address Suarez 1 again. The productivity is up a lot here. We actually have some upper class people in this area because of the wealth level. It's up to 4, so we have a few industrial people now. Imperial, that is. 4.94 billion interplanetary trade. Almost all of that is importing industrial from in the Suarez system, and then a little bit of cultural. It would be good to get an industrial production center up here. We kind of have one, but not really in this province. We need to invest in a superscalar tower here so that they can grow their population. And what's our overhead at? 23%. So it's not too bad. We're still working on that. Is our fleet ready to build a ship yet? No. It's unfortunate. It's gonna be a while before we can actually challenge the rebels meaningfully. Crowding is increasing and decreasing, so they're decreased because of the superscalar tower we just built. Let's eliminate the presence of death. And how are we gonna solve the happiness dilemma? 1 misery per capita for each happiness below 3. Yeah. I mean, I don't think we can really adjust that at present. We just need to improve wealth levels so we can get more points, get better tech right now. Okay. We still do have unassigned special or unspecialized people sitting in District 5. They have we can turn them into a biological production center. So let's do it. Let's cure invasive organisms and improve the base productivity, and then invest everybody into this arena. So then we have 1 industrial center. Crowding decreasing there. Okay. District 5, we have decent biological production, but we can improve that by a significant amount. So let's take a look at their domestic situation. They're going to need superscalar towers, and what's their trade? 354 million, which is importing industrial from District 1 or District 4, and cultural from other planets. Okay. These guys really need to import a lot of goods. It would be extremely beneficial if we could get interplanetary trade costs eliminated. There is a technology that does that, I believe. Is it this one? Let's enter system. Let's look and see if we can find the interplanetary. Interplanetary trade costs are space elevators, so you would need 2 techs. Neither of them are directly helpful to us, but it would be good to get them. We're getting closer to our goal also, so that's positive. Back to Suarez. Overhead sitting at 24%, so still not a huge concern. save up and put in an orbital hospital or orbital habitats. That would improve the crowding situation. What is the crowding situation, incidentally? It's over the limit already in District 2, which is the primary producer here. So let's actually save up to do that. Crowding increasing and decreasing. And one more ought to do it. Okay. Suarez 1, let's handle the crowding problem. Move to District 2. Don't care about industrial specialists here. It would be really good if we could get an actual industrial center set up with Imperials in it. But once we eliminate the crowding penalty, that ought to help with the pop growth and therefore wealth of this entire planet. Let's go back to District 5 here. Start improving the specialist multiplier more, I guess. Wealth increased in District 5, bringing us yet closer to our goal of next tech. Let's go back to District 5, throw down another multiplier, passive farming. We can afford another one, so let's put in hydroponics. And now the production here is quite a lot. The main problem or limitation is the population, which we can solve with Panarchy's thing. And what's the inter-district cost? Almost $1 billion, so let's build that. And wealth increased to 4 in that province. Did that give us enough? Yes, it did. Okay, so we can get one technology. Let's get deep inhabitation. We're working towards space elevator right now. Okay, Suarez. We're going to go to District 2. We're going to build deep inhabitation. And let's put one in District 3, I believe is the second most populous. Or here, actually. Let's put in deep inhabitation there. And why is our influence problem going up? And just weight of misery. Yeah. Okay. Is there something we can do to improve the productivity of a different area? Let's take a look at the crowding penalties situation. Okay, we still have a crowding penalty here in our most populous district, District 2. Nowhere else presently has one. District 4 so is the industrial producer, so it doesn't have anything to benefit from that. Alright, maybe we move on to a different planet then. Let's go to Suarez 2. We have an ice age here. We can cure it. Which would then put this in basically the same situation as the other planet. So I think, well, let's check the different one. Suarez 3 also has an ice age, and Suarez 4 also has an ice age. Okay. So we definitely need to save up to fix that problem. One more turn. Okay, is the fleet ready yet? Yes, we can build one ship. We're going to need at least 2, though. We go 50-50 again. Pick a medium range weapon this time. Javelin arrays sound good to me. Yeah, we're going to have to wait actually to build that for more capacity. Okay, so Suarez 2, we can build a cure to the Ice Age. Do we want to do that? Let's check the base productivities here. Or rather, the amount of problems we're going to have to overcome. So this already has 2 things. We cannot cure erratic orbit yet. So perhaps we pursue the other Suarez planet. I keep exiting, but that's not necessary, actually. Ecological collapse. We can cure this and the Ice Age. What's that? Palace of the Arts. Okay. So the productivity, the base productivity here is 3. Everywhere else is probably 2 or 1. That's 1. This is 1. That's 3, and that's 3. Okay. We do have an industrial center here as well. So Suarez 3 is probably where we're going to focus. Let's just check Suarez 4 though. They have ecological collapse and Ice Age. Yeah, let's focus on Suarez 3 now. Oops. And I suppose we cure the Ice Age first. And then we'll move into the most populous district, which is going to be... They're all equally sized at 1 billion, basically, so that's not a concern. So which one's going to be the cheapest to rehabilitate? District 2. So we are going to have to fix the ecological collapse. That's another planetary problem. But so be it. Need to save up money for that. Oh, we got something here. Light bearers. We have successfully completed one of their tasks. We completed a cultural district, which produces 76 billion. And we need to produce a scientific district as well. So this area here is what's giving us that. On Rich, District 5. Yeah, we can increase the crowding limit here, although we're already over that, so may not be a concern worth investing in. Instead, let's go back to Suarez, fix the planetary problem on Suarez 3 of ecological collapse. And we could start implementing some positive reforms there. So we now have no specialist multiplier penalties and a bonus from the zero gravity farms in the system. We have solar disruption, which has a cure available apparently. Maybe it'd be worth it to actually save up and cure that, because that is all of the Suarez system. We are going to do that, actually. We're going to have to wait for quite a while here, so I'm just blazing through the turns right now. One more ought to do it. Okay. Solar disruption. Cure this. Biological productivity everywhere improves, which will significantly impact all the districts on Suarez 1 as well as all the ones we're improving. So, go to our next turn. Got wealth increases. We got it up to 5 on District 2, and a lot of other places increasing as well. New tech available. Okay, so we can get space elevator, which we need. Let's confirm. This is a planetary upgrade, so we want to build this here. It's going to cost us 6 billion though, which is fine because we are currently spending 19 billion in interplanetary trade costs. Let's go to the next turn. And we are making a lot more money now. We are actually income after taxes of 3 billion, almost 4 billion. So let's go to Suarez 1 and build the space elevator. This will save them 20 billion on trade costs, which is probably enough to get them up several wealth levels, realistically. So let's go to the next turn. And yeah, Suarez 1 goes up to level 4 wealth now. A lot of places here have a lot of wealth. District 4. Are you guys having crowding issues? That's a problem? No, it's not. The problem here is just there are not enough people, I think. What is the trade costs on this planet now? 7 billion inter-system. And that's it. Let's look at District 2. They are very wealthy now. And what do they produce in terms of... They produce 57 billion science capacity. They give us 2.36 billion of our raw income alone, which, if we go to our policy screen, we currently levy 9 billion, so almost a third of that is from that single district, which is quite significant. Do we save up and modify it further? I don't think so. I think we move back to Suarez 3 and start dealing with this planet. So biological productivity increase. Do we want to handle that? I think we do. Let's start putting the people in their sockets. Let's cure the invasive organisms and photosynthetic plague, and let's build a symbiotic ecosystem and hydroponic farms. All these things together should dramatically improve the output. So right now we make 3.2 billion biologicals. Next turn, wealth increase on that planet is going to go to this district. And, oh, is it District 1? Yes. So now it's 17 billion. Very large increase. Is there anything else we want to build with regards to biologicals? Yes, we want to build that. And let's check the thing here. District Pop is 1 billion. We need to build superscalar towers, and it would probably be wise to build this as well. How are we getting on the next tech? We are getting closer. A few more wealth increases ought to do it for us. Actually, is that enough? Not yet, but this is up to wealth level 4. So, District 1. Do we then increase it again? I don't think so. We leave it be for now. What is their trade costs? 1 billion in inter-district. Let's fix that. Let's move on to the next district. We have a base productivity here of 3, so we can improve that quite a lot. Base multiplier of 2 there. Let's improve the productivity first. There. That's the only productivity enhancer, so let's spend the other money on this and dump our citizens into that. This ought to produce a wealth increase as well, yes. So we are making more money now, which is good. We want to have higher income in order to build more improvements faster. The bureaucratic overhead it's a problem, but nothing too huge. Weight of Misery is going to be difficult to remove because that's basically killing rebels. And they have a lot of ships now. We're just going to need to improve our income in order to be able to face them down. One more wealth level increase ought to give us new tech, and which tech are we going to pursue when we get it? I don't think we're going for industrial crowding limit. No, biological specialist. This would be good. That's a system-wide improvement. This is a planet-wide, and it cures, so I think we'll go for green belts next. Let's check out, let's check out Suarez 3 again. So District 2, we can improve yet more, so let's do so. ×5 multiplier. Inter-district trade costs are relatively small. Let us give them that, and then we'll give them immortality. Actually, let's give them immortality first, and then we will handle the other. So another wealth level increase, which is going to give us our new tech of green belt. So let's go into Suarez 3. And here we don't quite have enough money to increase the planetary productivity yet. But all in due time, I suppose. Do we save up? Do we save up and cure the system-wide problem? Ooh, actually, solar moderator would be 23 billion. That would give us a specialist multiplier. That would be significant, but I think we'll focus on income first, actually. So we have weather control, green belt. Probably build that on Suarez 1 this turn. Let us build the green belt here. And do we have anything else we want to build at the local level in District 2? I don't think so. 272 billion biological production here. Wealth level is up to 5. Huge bonuses all around. It does have negative happiness, but can't handle that right now. Ooh, look at that. That significantly improved our influence, which means it cut down on... No, it actually just improved our raw influence. So we gained the Light Bearers upgrade, and we increased a scientific district, so it was from that. Wealth level in Suarez just increased to 6 there, all around very high. And what is our total upkeep cost here? 691 million in this planet. It would cost us 6 billion to build the orbital surveyor, so I think we're going to save our money there. Now, we don't have enough for a new tech yet. Light bearers, all we need now is to improve. We need to build more projects. Simple as that. Okay, weather control, give us extra productivity across the board, increase our multiplier. Do we want to do that though? What is our population? Not enough to worry about crowding. Okay, they have an industrial multiplier here, but not a high base productivity. Okay, so this is going to be where we build industry at. In this province. District 4 of Suarez 3. We will give them, because they're going to import a lot of food, we will build them a railway thing, and we will build the industrial multiplier and give them... I don't think we need to build anything else here. Go ahead and institute Panarch's Mercy, though. And in this province, we have nothing really exciting going on. I guess we can tailor that towards biological as well. And we'll give them the inter-district trade because they're going to need it, and we need to give them higher productivity base. So where's that? Here we are. That I'd improve wealth levels again. That didn't actually do it that time, but that's fine. So what's our income up to? 4.6, or 4.86, so we can almost build one planetary improvement a turn right now. 2 turns to build them, unlike earlier where we had to wait like 5 turns. Okay. Is there anything we should do here? Oh yeah, we can improve the specialist multiplier in this district, so let's do that. Any others? This is an industrial, so it does not matter. And this one is also biological. It's already handled though. No crowding penalty, no crowding penalty, no crowding penalty. Has one, but nothing can be done about it, and has one, but nothing can be done about it. Okay. Now let's go back to Suarez 3, District 4. So here they are importing food from Suarez 3, interestingly enough, which is, or no, this is cultural goods from Suarez 2. There are no interplanetary trade costs on that original planet, so Suarez 2, if we can, it'd be good to turn it into a cultural center. Is there a reason to do so? Ooh, there's a very good bonus here, actually. Yes, there is certainly a good bonus. I think we'll destroy that and move into producing cultural goods instead. Do we have a cultural modifier at all? No, we don't. How's the crowding situation? We'll build them superscalar towers, give them Panarch's Mercy. So they have fairly significant district trade costs. We'll do it like that. Okay. So Suarez 3, we can build a number of these improvements. Let's improve biological productivity, straight up. That's going to increase wealth level to 5 there and give us more science. Now, what tech do we pick? Specialist multiplier for the system. That would be good. Very expensive though, that's 4 turns. District level, planet level, system level. It's industrial, so let's go for constant hybridization, I think, unless there is an accessible technology for other stuff. No, not really. All the other stuff has been cured except for this and the economic problem. So let's go for hybridization, and we'll save up our money to put that in Suarez. It's going to cost us 24 billion. We actually have 2 upgrades we can do now for that, but it should be worth it. A lot of crowding issues in Hodges. I assume people just live, like there's lots of people and they all die, is what's going on there. Let's build constant hybridization. Improving wealth levels yet again. What's our income at now? 6 billion. That's good. Let's go ahead and wait. Okay, we got a tech upgrade. So, do we have any more biologicals that are accessible to us? Ooh, system-based productivity. Let's get that. Vacuum-based life. That is going to have more significant gains for us than the current bonus does. So let's go ahead and build vacuum-based life here in Suarez, which will give it straight-up extra biological productivity, and therefore, look at all those wealth increases. Bam. Huge. And we actually have positive influence now because of the raw influence we're extracting from the Suarez system. And what's our income up to? 8 billion. So yeah, a lot of increases in wealth here. Let's check the tech screen. No, I don't want to do that. A system-wide crowding limit for industrial specialist planet. It's not really worth it. Pop growth, pop growth. Planetary specialist multiplier, planetary happiness. I would like to pursue these. So let's go for genetic optimization. And then we will eventually build, oh, we can do it right now. So let's build the specialist multiplier here, giving it a ×7 multiplier, I think. Wealth going up to 8 there, and our influence is up to 35 now. So we're actually solving our issue now, sort of. And our raw income up to almost 10 billion. It would take 2 turns to build the multiplier for the system, so let's wait for that. New tech available. Let's go for the planetary happiness bonus first. And let's build the solar moderator and go to Suarez and build the happiness boost. How is our fleet capacity doing? So we can build 3 ships. How many are we going to have to fight? 9 cruisers there, 8 cruisers there. It's not good. We can fund our military once we get a little bit more cash flow, but now let's just go to the next turn. Wealth increases. 83 influence. We're making 15 billion a turn right now. So, quite a lot. We have no system-wide improvements to build. We do have a number of things to build here, though, on Suarez. 2. Let's go to 3. What's your interplanetary trade cost? 11 billion. That is going to be fixed. Let us see your... so, let's go to a district level here. What are we doing with the economy of this place? Biological, 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 and industrial. Industrial production is important, but I don't know if it's important enough to merit that. Let's check the trade costs here. None there. What's the crowding limit situation? We do want to reduce that. District 2, crowding limit problem. 3 also has it. Let's go to the planetary level and institute a... Can we do a production bonus? No, but we can do a specialist multiplier bonus, so let's do one of them. We have new tech available. So let's go for the adaptive antipsychotics, improving happiness. So immediately we want to go to Suarez 1, District 2, and we want to build the happiness booster there, giving it a flat 0 happiness, which should give us a bonus to the influence we gain from that planet. Now with the rest of our money, let's check out Suarez 2. Actually, we're not ready to terraform that yet. Let's go for Suarez 3 again. We can improve the specialist multiplier, and could also engineer happiness, so I suppose we will, because happiness isn't actually that bad here. Let's build the happiness improvements here as well. Is the economy not really off the ground here yet? Do we have any productivity? No, just a bunch of specialist multipliers. Well, let's handle it. Oops. We have this going up to 8 and that going to 5. Alright. Huge amount of raw influence right now. What are the upkeep costs? 773 million.
What about in Suarez 1? Upkeep costs 925, almost $1 billion. Starting to get significant, but still not there yet, I don't think. Build the happiness boosters across this whole planet, I think. That'll fix the problem there. And we make 19 billion a turn right now. So let's finish off this planet. Do we have planetary upgrades left for this? Not really, no. Crowding limit and pop growth. I'm saying not worth investing in it, so instead we'll go for the economic boosts. Do we have a crowding problem here? Nope. So let's just straight up invest in specialist multipliers. And we will eliminate the presence of death. Might as well do that in every district on this planet. Okay, good. 10 billion left. Let's go for Suarez 2 now. This planet produces primarily cultural goods. Yeah, I guess it does, but I mean the money is in the biological production, so I think that we're gonna do that instead. Let's start by curing some of the issues here. The Ice Age will fix that this turn. Another wealth increase on Suarez 3. And do we want to invest in this here? No. Our overhead costs are starting to get very high. It might be worthwhile to invest in a tech to reduce them. How close are we to our promotion? Rate of mortality is still huge, but little can be done about it. Let's improve the happiness here. Weight of misery should be reduced here because there is no unhappiness, even though there's a rebel terror going on. Let's go to Suarez 2 now. Cured the Ice Age, we cured the solar disruption, we built the vacuum-based life. Let us now genetically optimize it and build a green belt and start investing into biologicals. Yep, these guys are all cultural. Again, this is a very high thing here. We can fix some of the issues locally. And District 4. Let's move people into this again. Invasive organisms. And that's all the money we have to do this turn. Wealth decreased in Suarez 3. Not sure why, but we have enough for a new tech. Possibly because of the lack of available goods from the reorganization of the other planet in that system. Let's see. We need to get some manner of overhead reduction. District-wide, okay. I think we might pursue the creche education actually, because plus 50% science capacity at the district level in some of these districts would just be absurd. So let's go for local government. We want to reduce bureaucratic overhead now, and let's start plopping these down in
our big districts, like this one. Build Panarch's Mercy here. Apparently I didn't do that, and we need to increase the crowding. Is there a district trade level? Yes, 11 billion. I don't know how that's gone overseen for so long. Go back for local government. Anything important we're missing on here? There's a crowding limit, but nothing worth bothering with at the moment. Rebel Terror is actually high enough to cause 3 points. Let's build that there. That should be everywhere here. Crash Education already exists in this province, but in District 2 it does not. So when we put it there, it'll be very good. Health increasing there. Okay. 7 billion credits left. Let's go back to Suarez 2, build a planetary. Oh, we don't have enough money for it. That's fine. Well, increased again, and that area had decreased. Let's go back to Suarez. Did they do that? Bureaucratic overhead 50% overall. But at the domestic level, upkeep is very high on this planet now. It's 1 billion. That would reduce upkeep costs by 10%. 5% less, but it causes none. However, I'm still getting a +2 bureaucratic overhead from this. I see, okay. How close are we to our next tech? About halfway, alright. Suarez 2. This is the problem planet of the moment. And we need to fix erratic orbit. And then we can start applying the weather control network and move in on the district level to start increasing the local modifier. Cure invasive, increase base productivity, and increase specialist multiplier. Wealth decreased in District 2, Suarez 3, wealth increasing there. Okay, how close are we on this tech? One more wealth level ought to do it. What is our bureaucratic overhead here? 200 million, 209, 173. Okay. It might be about time to start shipping out huge raw influence, but we are starting to get the penalties from bureaucratic overhead cutting into our budget significantly. Let's go back and go to Suarez 2. District 1, District 2, 3, 4. Okay, we have Imperial citizens here. Let's put them in there, I guess. Increase productivity, increase multiplier again. Let us give them the Panarch's Mercy, and we'll give them a bonus happiness. No, never mind on that. There's crowding penalty. Let's get more specialist here. Here we need yet more of this. Specialist, that, Panarch's Mercy. We can do this for one more, so let's start curing stuff. Need to specialize these guys. It has a decent cultural production, but not worth investing in. And we got a tech increase, so wealth increasing across the board in that planet. And we are going after creche education, I think. We're going to put this in Suarez 1 on district number 2. That should ridiculously improve the scientific capacity. These guys produce almost nothing. This is worth investing in. Let's look into Suarez 3 now. Their scientific production is not insignificant. These two are insignificant though. Alright. You can see there's capital actually being invested here because there's not a penalty on this planet for there. Where is the money being invested in Suarez 1 at? 825 billion at Suarez 2 itself. Okay. Let's go back to Suarez 2. What's the planetary trade cost here? 28 billion. Let's solve that. Inter-district trade costs are quite significant as well, so let us build highways. That already has a highway. And we can do this one more time, so let's pick the most expensive. As expected, District 4 is the one. Oh, I don't have enough money to do it, so move on again here. Increase, increase, increase. A lot of increases, new tech available. Alright, so university system. I think we will go after that. Get more science capacity, and we can actually get another one, so let's go for prenatal education. This will give us a ton of capacity, and in fact we can get another one. So what do we aim for then? Nationalist indoctrination, not really worthwhile. That's pop growth, all pop growth stuff. Rate of return things might be worthwhile. Let's go for a miniaturized gate now, because that's going to lead us into the Beyonder Retreat, which will give me bonus influence from the planets that matter, aka the ones in this system. You can see the amount of trade that's going on between systems is very high now as well, so it may be worth it to actually build the inter-system thing. Apparently not here. What's the inter-system cost in this planet? 211 billion, so we definitely want to build a miniaturized gate in this planet. That will probably improve the wealth level literally everywhere on this planet. That's a 10-to-1 bonus that we're getting out of that investment. So as far as one, we're going to build the planetary science capacity upgrade, and we're going to put in creche education here, and prenatal education as well, I suppose. Prenatal education, that's an interesting concept. Oh yes, there's the wealth increases, and we've got new tech available. We have 951 billion unused capacity at the moment. Do we want to do anything with this? That'll give us more science capacity. That's pop growth. We want the Beyonder Retreat. That's a planetary bonus. And I think we're going to pursue this section, because that will give us more more rate of return on the planets that matter. We still have points to spend though, so what should we spend them on? It's an influence gain thing. It can give us even more, so I think we are going to pursue this chain, and then we can end up with more science anyways. So is it a planetary? That's a system. Cool. Let's go for it. Alright, so next one will give us that. Neat. So we can now build a ton of upgrades to give us more influence, and we get the extra cultural productivity bonus. So let's go seek out our cultural productivity zones, of which there are, those are industrials. There is a cultural productivity area on one of these planets. Here you go, this is it. Although actually, let's go back to Suarez 1 and make sure that we get the most science possible out of this place. And influence. Extra rate of returns. We can do that at the system level with this thing. I think we'll save our money and build the Eternal Bank next time. Alright. Look at that influence. That just like skyrocketed almost immediately. And our income, 19 billion a turn. Eternal Bank, and let's go in Suarez 1. What can we do about education? Probably not a lot. We can do this, and this, and this, and increase the income here by 200%, or increase the influence by 200%, as well as give it another rate of return bonus at the system and district level. So wealth increasing, more science, giving us the science capacity bonus at the system level, which should improve our overall science by a lot when we research it next turn. Overhead is up to 61%. We have 1,000 influence now. And our misery is just going to go up. We're not going to, you know, actually improve. That's not going to go away, probably. Unfortunate, but little can be done about it. Let's go to the next turn. Okay, we gained a new technology. So what should we get? Cathedral, it's a multiplier. Bureau, planetary overhead reduction, war memorial, a data post, court, computerized markets, that's a district level. I think we will pursue telepathic dust eventually, but for now let's go for extra rate of return. And let's build the Penarchic Lyceum here and move in on this and start getting more rates of return at the planetary level. Computerized markets, it's going to be a 20% rate of return there. 403 billion influence from this place. Let's just improve the rate of return for now. We'll worry about the influence next turn. Got new tech available. Crowding increasing all around the board. We have a lot of tech available, in fact. So telepathic dust, and then we could hit up more science stuff. This is planetary, that's system, this is district. So let's move in on that. And I think we'll hit up that. These are a lot of science bonuses. So we have a district, system, and planet level construction to worry about. Let's go with the planet level one first, since we can do that this turn. And we should be able to build the system-wide one next turn. Yes, we will be able to do that. Wealth went up to 10 in considered great even by their peers among the elder civilizations. The people of this region exist in a state of perfect fulfillment, quite incomprehensible to lesser beings. The civilization's wisdom, power, and wealth mean that its people are consulted whenever decisions are made on the fate of greater galactic civilization. As far as one's farmers are now at the top of the heap, we will get the system-wide science boost. Okay, we have a lot of points to spend still, so what do we put them in? Those are crowding things. Happiness isn't important. pursuit. So that's planet, that's district. I think we are going to head into common suffrage and get enlightened policing and leisure subsidies. Penal retreats. Alright, let's do it like this. We want the planetary upgrade first. Ooh, basic income. Oh, this is all happiness stuff. We gotta get these. So we got system-wide basic income. Took them a while, but they finally did it, I guess. Let's get that. Let's actually get this first. Next turn we will build the technical overseer, and then we'll build the basic income. And then our happiness situation will more or less be solved, I think. We have a local happiness booster. We can do that, and this. And that should reduce unhappiness to 0. Yeah, wealth increase, decrease, it's just changing around, flip-flopping and stuff. We have 1 trillion research points to spend, so let's get universal pensions, let's get enlightened policing and penal retreats. Those are the happiness booster techs that we needed in order to get good reduction of rebel sentiment on those planets. Lord bureaucratic, seat of justice, seat of policy. Alright, so we can go down this chain and get a 100% influence bonus from the system. Bonus to happiness, rate of return, crowding, productivity, specialist multiplier. Let's go after the Palace of the, okay, Colonial Office, and, oh, we're out, okay. Wealth increases, getting a lot of 9 wealth areas now. Not enough to build the thing yet, but next turn we will have it, so let's build penal retreats, I guess. Let's get the universal pensions first. And then we'll deal with the penal retreats next turn. Wealth increasing again all over the place. New tech available. Let's go for line of meritocracy, seat of justice, and then seat of policy. And we can now boost our influence from here a lot. Let's get science capacity. Whew, there's a lot of money to spend, but that gives us huge bonuses, so it's worth it. We're going to make 29 billion, which should give us enough for maybe 2 upgrades next time. Bureaucratic overhead percentage of all tax income is start to draw your first clue and be ready for a new assignment. Yes, we're about to win this area. Is there anything that we need that's connected to things we already have? Because we can get at least 2 techs right now with what we have. It's pop growth stuff. A system-wide influence boost would be good. District level, planet level. I think we will go with the data post and then the court. And we have enough for 1 more, so let's pick the system-wide palace, I think. Our goal here is to acquire as much influence as possible before we declare this place independent, which we should be able to do. Let's build the happiness boost, and then we can build at the planetary level the extra happiness boost, which should actually give us positive happiness in this system, increasing wealth. There's a little bit of fluctuation in the wealth of 9-10 area, but it should be fine. We can get the capital now, and War Memorial. Let's go for the capital. Let's get some crowding limit bonus. Get one more of these. Yeah, let's try to fix the crowding limit problem as well, if we can. Whew. So we can do a lot of things at the system level here. We can build more space for people. We can improve the palace, give us more influence. Seat of policy. Seat of justice. Well, happiness is the chief concern, I think. Let's build this, though. That's 1 billion, right? Wait a minute, how much does that cost us now? That's a planetary crowding limit bonus. So let's actually build the Dyson Swarm and then go into Suarez 1 and build the Seasteading. That will reduce crowding penalty. And next turn we can build the Seat of Justice, probably, to get the happiness boost. How's our tech doing? We actually have negative capacity right now, I imagine because of the overhead starting to overcome our income situation. What is our expenditure sitting at? We have gate trade cost 372 billion. Interplanetary 1.75, interdistrict 66 billion. Well, no way to handle that really. Upkeep 4.7 billion. Our taxes are 133 billion. So we can build one of these a turn right now. Let's go for the happiness boost. And we don't quite have enough for building a planetary level 1. And we got more tech again. I think we got most of the things that we actually want. Crowding limit, system level. District level, system level, system level. I'm not sure that we need to invest in any of these upgrades. I guess we can start trying to reduce overheads, but I don't think that's actually worth spending the money on. Let's build the jaunting grid and the distributed thought. Alright, let's start out with the Panarchic Palace, go into the planetary level, build the Panarchic Court and the distributed thought. That will give us money for and wealth is just going to fluctuate up and down from there. 81% of tax income is wasted on bureaucratic overhead right now. That is pretty ridiculous. So we should be able to get 2 techs. We can cure the biological embargo now and also improve production, which is worth doing because the multiplier will give us absurdly large extra money. Let's put that on all of these if we can. Where is it? What did I build? Stasis controller. And going into Suarez 3, they also need a stasis controller. Suarez 4 is completely like undeveloped, which is fine. It's just a crappy planet with nobody living on it. Let's go to the district level and see if we can sort some things out here. Less overhead. Let's build one of these. And a rate of return bonus. That'll give a 30% rate of return. Extra happiness. Here we can get more happiness. Extra influence. And that's all we can do. So wealth increasing across the board. More tech available. We're probably going to be able to complete the tech tree at this rate. Do we have anything that we have not cured yet? The only thing left is the Lord Economic, which we can do, so let's just go and get that out of the way. Now we can cure all of the problems. Let's try to get the system-wide happiness boost again. And is this a system-wide? Yeah, rate of return bonus. Extra influence. How much influence are we sitting at? 5,000. Raw. What is our weight of misery? Significantly overweighed by that. So we have some choices to make here. We can build one of these improvements right now. Crowding limit. Rate of return, happiness. Right, rate of return I think is the most solid investment, because that can improve our income. So let's do that. And wealth is increasing and decreasing in various places. More tech unlocked. Planned urbanization sounds good. That's going to probably be a cheap district level upgrade we can afford. Let's boost happiness. What is our up to right now? 85%, so it's about time to kick it, I reckon. As far as one, we can build a decrease on bureaucratic overhead. Let's do that. And go to the next turn. More tech. Planet-wide crowding limit bonus. Let's go for that. And let's move in and actually directly impact the crowding on this place. Actually, first we'll get the system-wide. Which should we build at the system-wide level? I'm thinking the influence bonus. Yes. It will double the influence gain from the system, giving us 16 trillion, I believe, which will be good. The planetary level, we cannot afford anything. Let's just save our money then. We have 1 trillion science to spend, so let's grab sentient capital. That's an interesting one. Anything in here that's really worth my time? I don't think so. Okay, we'll go for this, and then naval port. We can get one more at present, so let's grab the We have almost everything now. We have the majority of the techs. Let's go for the economic overseer chain. Alright, back here. Penarchic naval port, increasing our influence by 100% again. Which is going to give us tons on the expedition out of this place. But planetary-wise, what do we want to do here? Extra rate of return from the Lord Economic, perhaps? Or less crowding penalty? At the district level, we also have some options. But I think we are going to go for the rate of return on this. Giving us a total bonus rate of return in some provinces of 40%. And we don't have enough money to impact the district level, so... We have a level 11 wealth in District 2 now. Let's build the War Memorial, double our influence gain from here. Let's increase the crowding limit, and our income is starting to go down, 90% of it being consumed by bureaucratic overhead at this point. Let's take a look at District 1. We're just going to scan through these and pick out which ones give us the most influence. So 2 trillion there, 5 trillion there, 1.3, 96 billion. So this is where we want to improve our happiness and rate of influence gain. Just pick out the bureaucratic overhead, I guess. Actually, let's cancel that. And instead we will invest in more influence gain from these places. Is there a happiness bonus I just saw back there? Yes. Our goal right now is to improve happiness in order to gain more influence, because we're heading towards the end game of this territory. Extra happiness. And we have influence boosters in here. +1 happiness. Extra influence again, extra influence again, and that's it for this place, I think. And all of our money, up to 11,000 influence after that improvement, and we have enough to buy more tech, so let's grab... I don't think there's anything that really matters to us at this point, so let's just start investing in random stuff. Wow, we certainly do have a lot of tech points available right now. Okay, there we go. What is the trade cost here? 739 billion credits worth there. It definitely seems to be worth it to buy the rail cars so that we don't have inter-district trade costs. So let's build some highways. And here's a highway. And here's a highway, even though this one doesn't really make us money. Back to Suarez 3. Inter-district trade costs are 42 billion here, coming from here exclusively because they are the only one without one. Going back to the main thing here, Suarez 4 inter-districts are... Suarez 4 spends 2 billion on interplanetary. I don't think it's worth it to invest in fixing that.
So that means all trade costs should be from gate trade costs, which is fine. Is there anything else we want to build here at the local level? I don't think so. Is there planetary improvements we want? No. What about in Suarez 3? What's our influence gain from this area? Not very much, actually. Let's build a Beyonder Retreat and Happiness Booster. And in District 1, we can do a few things here. We can, what's our overhead at? 92%? Okay. We can improve influence gain. Influence gain. That's all. A lot of wealth increases around here. New tech, of course. So we had a wealth increase in Suarez 2 District 4 to level 11. These guys, they have a lot of money and a lot of people, so they would probably be a good place to get some influence. Let's do that. Let's increase their happiness. Happiness. Influence gain, influence gain, influence gain. And at the planetary level, it's too expensive to do anything about. Any techs we actually want here? Nope. Just spend and try to unlock as many as we can before leaving this area. And more tech available, branching facilities. Oops. Nothing at the system level worthwhile. So planetary, nothing. District, nothing there. What is our overhead here? Pretty low. Actually, fairly limited. Let's go back to Suarez 3 then and start investing more in the influence here. So that's there. Influence gainer. There's a happiness booster here. Can afford probably one more of these. Yeah. And then we'll save our money to build more influence gains next turn. What's the weight of misery at right now? Not significant. What's our fleet capacity at? 1.3 billion. We could build a battleship now. Let's do that and try to just destroy some cruisers. Put a missile battery in here. Confirm. And actually, fleet level. This one, we want to add more ships to it. We're going to add a couple of support to cruisers because we have the space for it. And that's fine that they have those. I think we'll actually give one of them a medium range weapon instead. And one of them will have medium range weapon and one long range weapon. So this fleet should engage the one around. I mean, this is going to be a disaster probably, but we have to take what we can get. have the money to build planetary stuff. Suarez 2 is insignificant, really. Suarez 3, though. Probably more things I can do worthwhile here. Science, not really a big issue. So I guess we do move on to Suarez 2. Start boosting happiness here. Okay, let's see how this works out. Probably very poorly. Now let's just see how this works. There goes our battleship. It's going really fast. Complete annihilation. Good to see. Overhead's 96% now, so I think it's will ship out this turn. Next turn, because we had some wealth decreases this turn. And we don't have the money to build anything there. Let's reduce crowding penalty there. And do we have any more influence gaining tactics to pursue? Not really. 2 trillion here, we can improve that. We can do better than 2 trillion. That's all of our money, so wealth increasing, wealth decreasing, it's all the same. Do we have tech? Yes, we have a lot of tech. So let's research all the ones we can, and then we will declare independence. All right. Capital, palace. Right. If we grant independence, we will gain partial influence equal to the influence of the territory after ignorance, misery, and mortality and rounding. If it exceeds my personal influence, you'll trade that amount for one partial or for one personal. If you grant this territory independence, you will gain 18,000 partial influence, which would increase our influence level to 202, which is pretty cool. So here's how the territory started out. We had, to begin with, an income at the territorial level of 315 billion, and we ended up with 9.3 trillion in income. Our population at the start was 76 billion. Our population at the end was 403 billion. Technologies at the start were 4, at the end 81. 63 buildings at the start, 263 by the end. 100 challenges at the start, 83 by the end. We lost 7 ships and destroyed 1 rebel. We completed 4 of the 9 neighbor tasks, and the artifact level was at 1. So, we now have an absurd number of points to spend, but I think we're going to end the session here and get back to the next territory in the next one.